Hello YouTube. So you might be wondering, what the heck am I doing? I had all this assembled. Well, let me show you why I'm doing this. I don't know if you remember, I had a previous video about me getting this shackle off, this bolt off. I was freaking pounding with a hammer for an hour trying to get this thing off. I couldn't get it off, so I ended up cutting this whole hanger here off. It was riveted to the frame. I ended up cutting the rivets, taking this whole part out to take it to work and put it on the press and press it out. And I had to do that because I couldn't buy the new part. It's basically impossible to find this part because for 2 years, 99 and 2000, the Silverado 2500 HD, this hanger was different than all other years. And everybody's selling everything else but not this. So I ended up reusing the existing part, which I took it to work, put it on a 30-ton press, and I was able to press that rusty bolt out and get rid of the old hanger. I mean, it sounded like a shotgun going off when it finally moved. That's why I was pounding with a hammer. I couldn't move it. So anyways, to put this hanger back on, I had to put a lot of torque on these bolts, because the reason this thing was riveted so it wouldn't move. What happens when you rivet something, you smash a metal on both sides, mushroom it, but it also expands on the inside of the bore of this and inside of the bore of the frame, and locks everything together. So I wanted to put some bolts on it. Obviously I don't have a riveting machine to rivet this thing back on, so I have to use bolts, but I had to put some high torque on it to make sure this thing never moves. Well, I ended up buying Chinese bolts, and all of them snapped. Then I put them back another set, I snapped all of them. And then I was like, oh my goodness, what am I doing with Chinese hardware? So I ended up buying all made in USA hardware, like this is, see, this is, I don't know what brand, Brighton, whatever, USA. And what a difference. This bolt is basically L9, as you can see on the head here. They're painted now, but it's an L9 bolt, which is super strong bolt. The head of the bolt is higher. The threads are rolled. Basically, the process of rolling the threads makes them stronger, and the steel is stronger. So this bolt is almost 3 times stronger than the Chinese bolt. And then I was able to put a breaker bar and a pipe, like a 4-foot pipe, and tighten the shit out of this thing. So make sure this thing will never move, and obviously the bolts are still there, nothing broke. But then I realized, man, I got these bolts, they're all Chinese, because if you buy this shackle here, which comes from Dorman, that's the only one that's available. Whether you go online or you go to AutoZone, they're all made out of made from Dorman, and they come in a box from China. So obviously the bolt and the nut is Chinese. Let me demonstrate the nut. See? This was the original nut. This is the US nut I bought in the US, made from USA steel. And this is the one that came with the Dorman shackle, the whole kit. And that's the Chinese nut. And you can see the difference. It's a joke. And this is supposed to be tightened to 180 pounds pressure. So this is what I'm doing this. I'm replacing all the hardware with American hardware. Not only that, I bought for everything, for shocks, for putting the bed back on, because all these bolts were corroded, so I was going to replace them with just the plain Chinese bolts. But then I realized just how bad this stuff is, so I ended up buying like these bolts for the bed. They're made in Canada, you know, even the washers, you know, they're also made in USA. And oh, by the way, if you ever have to remove this hanger, this is the bolt here. Let me show you. I forgot what the size is. Yeah, it's 7/16 14. That's the bolt that has a perfect fit in the hole, because you want the biggest bolt possible that can fit in there, and obviously the strongest one. So I ended up buying all the hardware from US manufacturers, and now I'm redoing this whole job again. But you know, I'm gonna sleep better. You know what I realized when I snapped all 6 bolts putting this thing on, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna drive this truck on Chinese hardware. So basically that's what I'm doing, redoing this whole damn job. But you know, hey, it's worth it. You know, at least I know I have a good stuff in there. So that's the problem with buying the Chinese parts. This seems like it's a heavy duty. I mean, it's twice as thick, the shackle, as the original shackle. So I'm not worried about this breaking. But of course you're getting the Chinese hardware, bolts and everything else with it. So just a tip, for a couple of extra dollars, just you'll sleep better. Well, at least I will sleep better. So thanks for watching. That's the update on the truck. I'll be doing more repairs now that slow down on the fishing. I've been fishing so much. That's how I get. I start fishing for 2 weeks straight, and then I get tired of fishing, and then I'll go back to fixing cars. So there'll be more videos about this stuff. But anyways, thanks for watching.